Hey guys, welcome back to Surreal Beauty. I'm super excited to get into our topic today, sexiness and finding our inner sexiness. So, yes, sexiness is about you being empowered, feeling empowered about who you are. Sexiness is about really being in alignment with you, and that's what surreal beauty is. Surreal beauty is beauty that comes from or radiates from within. And so I really believe that sexiness is not just what you look like on the external, but what's also going on internally. Because to be honest, sometimes even if you have the looks, all of the things that may make one look beautiful or sexy, but if they don't have, or if you don't have like the inner confidence, the inner foundation of what it truly means to be beautiful wholeheartedly inside and out, I think it's gonna be really difficult to really just stand in your real own truth. And honestly, I definitely can relate with maybe, you lost that 20 pounds and you feel like you're just looking great, your body's looking good, you're fit, all these things, but your confidence and your self esteem is a little bit down. It's kind of not like where you want it to be, or does it match with what you look like on the outside? And it can be a problem. So the goal is to match your inner sexy with your outer sexy, and that is what surreal beauty is. So yes, guys, let's get into it. So let's start off with mental health. As we all know that I love to talk about it, but truly having your mind in a real sound place, I definitely think that is a one way to be sexy, or one way that contributes to the whole package of being sexy. Your mental health is super important. How you process information, how you react to things that happen, it just all in one, like it all works simultaneously. And so just to make sense of it, mental health, not having that in check, not having your mental health in balance, it can cause issues. So making sure you seek help, however that looks like, whether it be a professional that you see in person or virtually. Maybe it's a trusted friend, maybe it's a mentor, whoever it is that you confide in and you talk to when it in regards to your mental health. It is super important to really take your time, and take time out and space for that therapy that you need, whether it be, but I mean, girl, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I used to do therapy once every week. I was going through a really tough period in my life at that time, and I needed something to help me, or I needed an outlet where I can really organize my thoughts, make sense of it, and have an outside person, an unbiased outside person, to help check and sort those things out, because sometimes things may be real to us, but they're not really that real. So yes, guys, definitely mental health, your mindfulness, all of those things contributes to being sexy. Why? Because when your mind is right, when your mind is sound, when you're not all over the place and so distorted, when you really have yourself put together, not saying that you're perfect, but even in the midst of chaos or anything just not ideal, you are approaching it just much more with the sound mind, much more confidently. You're approaching a situation from a point of power and not inferiority. And that is definitely sexy. So, yes, definitely mental health in your mind, definitely having that all together is super sexy. And honestly, it definitely relates to the psychological aspect. What do I mean by the psychological aspect? I'm talking about more so emotional, your emotional health. So having your mind in check, having your outlet for that to get peace and to keep yourself in sound, that's one thing. But now with your emotions, that becomes a whole nother thing, because our mind and our feelings, two different things. Our minds are very powerful, so are our emotions, but we can definitely control how we respond to things on an emotional level. So yes, one of the things I think as a woman especially, it is a real sexy thing to see a woman be able to handle her emotions. And honestly, when I've seen women who have honestly like handled situations where maybe the average person would lash out, would probably want to cause mayhem, cause a ruckus, or just turn things up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen some women who have handled crazy situations, insane situations, with class, just with such calm, just with a nice demeanor. They're just not super emotional or radical. They handle conflict peacefully. And I always found that very admirable and just very super sexy. So I think that having your emotional self in check, you know what I'm saying? And that's definitely work that needs to be done, is like work that needs to be done on self for sure. That's also something else that I think is super sexy, and that's part of the working on the inner sexy. And lastly, I would say, of course, the physical health as well. Your physical fitness, taking care of your physical health, going to the gym, making sure you're eating the right foods, making sure you're taking care of your skin, making sure you're doing all the self care routines that make you feel sexy, makes you feel like a boss, a nice lady. Definitely, whatever it is, just do it, girl. So, honestly, those are the three tips that I say have worked for me for sure, on finding my inner sexy, working on the mind, working on the emotional, psychological aspects, and also on the external aspect as well. We want to keep our bodies in shape. We want to eat well. I'm definitely on my journey. I have some ways to go. I have goals that I want to reach, body goals that I want. So as I'm doing working on all of these things, hitting all these three areas interchangeably or simultaneously, it is a great feeling because you feel like you're nourishing each part, or you're like, like how a plant needs to be watered or a flower needs to be watered, and you water it and you're watering the different areas that are growing. So it's a beautiful feeling, and it feels great to know that I'm working on these areas. And honestly, as I'm working on it, it's just allowing me to just, glow in my sexiness, my inner sexiness. And that is what radiates out to the outside world. And that is what Surreal Beauty is about. Embracing your inner sexy, embracing your inner, like your inner self, who you truly are, because that is beautiful. Let it radiate, be empowered in who you are, love yourself, be your best you, pursue life on purpose, live life on purpose. That's what we're all about. Yes, guys, that's our video for today. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Bye.